One of the other important developments during that meeting, in those talks in New York, was that, well, there was going to be a big announcement whereby some sort of a deal was struck between the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and your president, but it didn't seem to happen at the last minute. But what sort of a deal, what's the scope of a possible deal with Israel? What would it look like?
Well, on the first point, I mean, this was all kind of speculation. As someone now who is in government and is privy to some of these things, it's just sometimes very entertaining to see the amount of kind of rumors that go around and expectations that build upon expectations on things. We are engaging with the Israeli government on a security deal, one that goes into the details of, you know, the amount of forces being present on each side of the border, the type of weaponry, the type of locations, and it's that kind of technical military nature that guarantees both the security and the sovereignty of Syrians and the security of the region. And that's what we're kind of really focused on. The Syrian government has been very clear that it has no mandate to go beyond that. And that's where the focus will be. It's just or the focus is actually, because that's you know, there's been more than 1,000 Israeli strikes since the fall of the regime and zero retaliation. There has been, you know, attacks on sites, on key military infrastructure, even on sites that, you know, may contain chemical weapons, which makes our job very much harder now to get rid of them with the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. And obviously the military incursions and supporting certain factions in Sweden that unfortunately put the people in Sweden in a more difficult conundrum, and put some of the Druze communities of Syria in a conundrum, because now they have to justify or seen as such, well, when the Syrian government position was like always Druze and Sweden form an integral part of Syrian society and of Syria. So because of all these kind of incursions and interventions, we have engaged in kind of security talks that are still ongoing, and they're on the kind of technical fine details at the moment. Important details, but kind of fine details. But there's nothing beyond that.